right, welcome to this week's Take 10 with the counseling team. This is Karen of the North. So today we have Jillian over in the corner who is helping me on the chat bar. And all chats are going to be monitored. Recordings will be uploaded to our YouTube channel in 24 to 48 hours. And stay tuned for an incredible prize package. So today we're talking about problem solving. So problem solving is all about using logic as well as our imagination to make sense of a situation and come up with an intelligent solution. In fact, the best problem solvers actively anticipate potential future problems and act to prevent them or to mitigate their efforts. So just to let you know, this morning, as I was telling my daughter about I had to create this new webinar, she generously offered to create a problem for me to help solve, to which I answered, no, I'd rather not today. So I prevented it by mitigating that effect this morning. So problem solving abilities are connected to a number of other skills, including analytical skills, innovative and creative thinking, a lateral mindset, which just means the ability to move between different perspectives, adaptability and flexibility, level-headedness, it's hard to make good decisions when we're really heated, initiative, resilience in order to reassess when your first idea doesn't work out and you need to change course, teamworking if problem solving is a team effort, and influencing skills to get colleagues, clients, or bosses to adopt your solution. This morning I had to use my influencing skills to get my daughter to understand that no, she wasn't going to make a cake this morning. So what are problem solving skills? Problem solving skills help you solve issues quickly and effectively. It's one of the key skills that employers seek in job applicants, as employees with these skills tend to be self-reliant. Problem-solving skills require quickly identifying the underlying issue and implementing a solution. Sounds simple. Problem-solving is considered a soft skill, a personal strength, rather than a hard skill that is easily learned through education or training. However, you can improve your problem-solving skills if it is not natural to you. So what are problem-solving skills? Be sure to use active listening. The best problem solvers are great listeners. Problem solving requires you to take a variety of inputs and opinions and carefully analyze them, so therefore being open. It's important that people involved in the process actually feel heard. And that's something we sometimes miss when we're trying to solve problems. So how problem-solving skills work? So problem-solving skills start with identifying the issue. For example, a teacher might need to figure out how to improve student performance on a writing proficiency test. To do that, the teacher will review the writing test looking for areas of improvement. They might see that a student can construct simple sentences, but they're struggling with writing paragraphs and organizing those paragraphs into an essay. To solve the problem, the teacher would work with students on how and when to write a compound sentence, how to write paragraphs, and ways to organize essays. These are simple solutions that are easily achievable. So today we're going to go over problem-solving skills 101. Number 1, identify the problem. To solve a problem, you must find out what needs to be addressed for a resolution. I can't tell you how many times people come into my office and they're actually not sure what problem they're actually trying to solve. A problem is simply a doubtful or difficult matter requiring a solution. When we put it that way, it seems a little easier. Are we missing the big problem? It is human nature to notice and focus on small, easy to solve problems, but much harder to work on the big problems that may be causing some of the smaller ones. However, sometimes solving the smaller ones can solve some of the bigger problems. So to do this, you'll use skills like fact-finding. What information do you actually need? What facts do you need about the problem? Communication and patience. However, well prepared we are for problem solving, there's always an element of the unknown. Although planning and structuring will help make the problem-solving process more likely to be successful, good judgment and an element of actually good luck will ultimately determine whether it was a success or not. Number 2, brainstorm. Once you've determined the problem, brainstorm possible solutions. So sometimes this involves teamwork, since 2 or more are often better than 1. So for example, in my house, for some reason, on every floor of my house, I have a dry erase board. Don't ask me why or where they came from, but we do use them. So when my husband and I are trying to problem solve with our children, we actually write down every possible solution that we can, because they happen to be handy, and we talk about them. So this involves skills like brainstorming, creative thinking, and communication. Personal relationships fail and businesses fail because of poor problem solving. This is often due to either problems not being recognized or being recognized but not being dealt with appropriately. Writing things down and brainstorming helps us see what some of the solutions are. Evaluation, depending on the nature of the problem, this is perhaps the most complex part. Following on the previous step is now it's time to look at each potential solution and carefully analyze it. Some solutions may not be possible due to other problems such as time constraints or money. It is important at this stage to also consider what might happen if nothing is done to solve the problem. Sometimes trying to solve a problem that leads to many more problems requires more creative thinking and more innovative ideas. So for example, this morning, I did not have the time and energy to invest in making a cake with my daughter. So the solution will be, we are making our cake tonight. This requires several skills, including analysis, discussion, teamwork, and prioritizing. I could probably say I could prioritize a cake at this point today as a number one, considering the Easter weekend. A lot of work in problem solving involves understanding what the underlying issues of the problem really are, not the symptoms. For my daughter in particular, the symptom may have been she wanted carbohydrates in cake, but we suspect highly she just wanted to spend time with mom. 4, implement a plan. Once a course of action has been decided, you can go ahead and do that plan. Plan implementation involves good communication skills to accomplish. This requires skills like communication again, time frames, and roles. To point out, you need a time frame. When will this action be done and by whom? Creativity. Problems are usually solved either intuitively or systematically. Intuition is used when no new knowledge is needed. We know enough to be able to make a quick decision and solve the problem. Or use common sense or experience to solve the problem. More complex problems are problems that you have not experienced before. They'll likely require a more systematic, logical approach. For those, you will need to use creative thinking. And finally, evaluate the plan. The best problem solvers have systems in place to evaluate if it's working, and to move if it's not working. This way, they know as soon as possible whether the issue has been resolved or whether they have to change their response to the problem along the way. One of the key things for problem solving is flexibility, ability to adapt, move when you get new information. This requires finally communication, again, follow through, and troubleshooting. For example, my daughter cannot make a cake by herself. She could probably read the recipe, follow the ingredients, but would have troubles with turning on the oven and putting the batter in the oven. Troubleshooting. The measure of success is not whether you have a tough problem to deal with, but whether it's the same problem you had last year. If it is the same problem you had last year, then you may need to look at more innovative solutions. So finally, today, enter for your chance to win in an NLC Wellness Swag Bag. Deadline to enter this week's prize draw is April 8th. And to enter, you can please email counseling@northernlakescollege.ca. Subject line this week is Toolkit. So thank you for joining me today in Take 10 with the counseling team and the Problem Solving Skills 101.